All right, obviously, back at it. Feel good about last win, but that's you move on. We had good practices. We gave them off on Friday, and then we did individuals, lift Saturday, and a really good practice yesterday. So, like where the guys are at. I know you'll ask, how do you with Rutgers coming in? I mean, we there's no ego on this team. We went 2 months without a win, so it's not like we would ever take anybody lightly. We're still we're excited about the way that we played versus Maryland, and I think we want more. So hopefully we show that tomorrow.
Do you even talk to the team about overconfidence? I mean, do you even mention that word?
No, I have not with this team, and it's so ludicrous to think that our guys could be that. But with young guys, I mean, we did talk about. We just said, listen, we can't be a team that overlooks anybody because we went 2 months without a win. So I don't think our guys are like that. I think our guys are going to want more. We know that Rutgers is capable of beating anybody, just like we thought we were capable of beating anybody. So we got to be ready to go, obviously.
You liked the way that the guys came back and responded after the win in practice?
Yeah. Well, we practiced yesterday. They were great. I walked in. We had 10 o'clock practice, but we had 9 o'clock breakfast, and they were loud. They were talkative. So, I think a lot of it, feeling good about yourself, too. You finally, you beat a good team. You can hold your head high. So I think that there's only so much I can say to build their confidence. Now you see it happen. I think they feel good about themselves. So it's nice, but, you got to get back at it, and anyone can win on any given night, obviously.
I noticed in shoot-around the other day that Reggie has a sling on.
Yeah. You noticed that at shoot-around? You weren't at a shoot-around.
Well, before the game.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he had surgery on his right rotator cuff. He will be out for a couple of months. It was kind of he was practicing the week of surgery. It wasn't one thing that just happened. It was kind of wear and tear, and they wanted to fix it so he could be 100% come next season. And so it was something he wanted to go ahead and do it. We supported it. We think he'll be back over the summer. I think it was valuable this year that he did practice with us. So, if it had to be done during the season, he had no practice with us, I would have been a little bit concerned. But now that he's had a couple months under his belt to practice with us, do individuals, he knows kind of the way that we're going to play. So hopefully we'll have him back around July, August.
Would it be safe to say that Joey King's interview in the Big Ten Network will appear on your recruitment video?
Yeah, very much so. That was one of those. I don't think as a coaching staff we felt real good about ourselves over the last couple months because, when you lose like that. But that was one where you said, okay, maybe we're doing some things right. And it was nice for all of us because, it's nice for a kid from Minnesota who grew up wanting to play for the Gophers, wanting to play for the state, playing for all the right reasons. I mean, it was the most selfless speech I've heard from a college kid. You don't normally get that. So he's a special kid, only cares about winning. He could care less about his stats or anything like that. He made a good point, I thought, and I can't believe he said it, but, everybody knows our team, we believe, will be good next year. And that's tough for a senior to admit that and then kind of embrace it. And, it was really nice. It really was. It was, and I'm glad that he's getting recognized for it because, I think people get on him. Why, I don't know, because all he does is care about being great for this state and this university.
With Reggie's shoulder, was that something that you were thinking the staff was going back and forth, do you, don't you, kind of thing?
No, there was more his decision. I mean, our doctors got with his family and said, you could play with it, maybe a little bit of pain, or you can do this, and we feel like you'll be 100%. We supported, whatever the doctors and Reggie wanted to do, we were fine with. So, I think the timing of it, we're going to be done in a couple of weeks, and then, you got off a little bit. So I thought it was the right thing to do right now.
What are the challenges going to be for him when he comes back over the
I think staying in shape is important. But I think cardiovascular wise, he could still do a lot. I thought he really got in good shape, worked on his body, but I know he'll still be able to do some of those things. And then, it's a long season, but if you get him back on the court by July, August, that gives you a couple months before you really get rolling. So, he's an old enough, mature enough guy to where I don't worry about it that much. If it was like a freshman, I would worry about it. But I think he'll be ready to go and be fine.
Surgery was last week.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a week or so ago. Just happened.
Excuse me, with Joey being the lone senior, it's coming up on this will be he'll have one home game left after this.
Mm-hmm.
What have you noticed just in him and maybe there's a sense of urgency with this team and with him to try to make sure that you finish off on a strong note.
Yeah, I mean, I think the message it's a little bit. Like I said before, it's a little bit tough because you're talking to a whole group of guys that are going to be back, and you're really talking about, building for the future, learning, understanding. And for Joey, the message is a little bit different. And we've talked a lot about, guys, we got to send Joey out the right way with moments like we had the other night. That's a moment Joey, he'll look back at and remember and, have great fondness for. So it's for Joey, it's always been about the team and winning. He's always been focused, driven, and he's about all the right things.
Do you feel like it's similar to Austin in a way where the team really? I mean, Austin took it upon himself to try to go out with a bang, but to help you guys win the NIT. But Joey seems like he's also picking up his play.
Yeah, I think it's different. I think that a lot of Joey's motivation goes into doing it for his home state and his home school. And he's trying to figure out where he's going to be next year and what he's going to do. But he knows he's going to come back and live in Minnesota. This is home and this is a place he loves. And I think, as you mentioned, I mean, that's why we want to recruit local kids because I think that's something that you can't you can't understate. Guys grow up loving this university, wanting to play there. Now we got to give them a reason to play here, and we did that with Joey, and hopefully it helps down the road.
What did it mean for you to add him to your roster at that time? You didn't have any Minnesota kids. Was it important to just have someone represent the state and then just kind of show that you?
It was early. I mean, yeah, it was early. I don't know if it was important because we didn't have a lot of power forwards on the roster. We only had one, and that was Otto. So more than anything, that first class, we needed bodies. We lost a lot off that first team. We lost 3 starters, didn't have a recruiting class, so we had to bring in some guys. Now moving forward, as I've been here for a couple of years, I understand how important it is. And for the state that loves their basketball, it's very, very important because there's a certain sense of pride when you put on your uniform in front of your family, in front of your friends, at a place you grew up. And, so we always want to recruit in state moving forward. And I think over the last couple of classes, we've done a good job of that.
Which side is it?
Right side. All right.
Actually, I kind of stand up here. Carlos, obviously, just the rotation without him last game. I mean, obviously, the best result you can hope for is a win. But do you feel like guys in general were comfortable with playing a little more minutes and all the substitutions?
The only thing that was a little bit uncomfortable was Kevin at the 2 from a execution offensive standpoint. He didn't know a couple of the plays. So that's something we'll work on through practice, because it's hard because you're working on him as the point guard on one team. Then you got to shift him over and put him to the 2. And then it's difficult because Dupree, we really play a little bit of 2 and 3. So I think the only thing that threw us out of whack a little bit was Kevin at the 2. But we just got to continue to get him reps in practice at those plays, and he'll be fine. I don't think – from a basketball standpoint, Kevin at the 2 hurt us at all. It was just an offensive execution standpoint. Yep. All righty. Thanks.